Okay, so I am going to show you how to best feed a baby sparrow or similar type of baby songbird. This guy is about 10 days old, maybe 9 days old. He was hatched from an egg that was this size. That's how much he's grown in 10 days. As such, with how fast they grow, they need a very, very high protein intake to make all those feathers come in. They need to get feathers as soon as possible so they can start getting ready to fly as soon as possible, so they can get out of the nest as soon as possible. Because the nest of any bird is kind of, you're like a sitting duck basically. Any predator can just come and take you if you don't know how to fly. So that's kind of the reason behind why they grow so fast as babies. I'm going to show you two kinds of insects that are commonly found in like feed stores and stuff. Definitely the best in my opinion is waxworms. Just like this. Waxworms are fattier, much easier to digest, softer bodies. Sorry. Hopefully they won't get too loud in the background. Than mealworms. As a comparison, here is a mealworm, but sometimes that's just all you can get, so I will use mealworms too, but we're going to start with the easy guys. So if we just stab it to him like this, with how the size of this guy, this could easily be very close to the limit of the width of his intestines, for example. So that's hard to digest for a guy that size. So what we're going to do, and sorry, waxworms, I get some scissors, some little tiny, I like these mini scissors because it's a lot easier to use. Cut off the heads, and then I cut the waxworms up into small bites. And depending on the size of the baby, that'll kind of factor in how big the bites should be. When this guy was like 2 days old, I was making the bites a lot smaller than he needs now. But it can never be cut up too much really, so better cut it up a lot than a little, just to be on the safe side. And then we're going to get some tweezers. These tweezers are blunt. That's very, very, very important. Never ever use pointed tweezers. For example, tweezers like this, or like this. Never, ever, ever, ever use those. That could puncture their throat so easily. And as they get older, like this guy is starting to, and they realize that the tweezers are bringing them food, they get, excited about it, and they just kind of pop up. And that's what leads them to fall out of the nest a lot. The parents don't push them, they fall. That's also a great recipe for puncturing their throat if you have sharp tweezers. So we have some of the waxworm we're going to feed. Always come in from the top. And the reason is because, can't really see, but, sorry baby. Their windpipe, the entrance to the windpipe is on the bottom of the mouth, the back of the throat, where the tongue stops. I can get him to point his mouth. Well, you can't see it. That's on the bottom jaw at the back where the tongue stops, back of the throat. So if they naturally are inclined to put their head up like that kind of makes it so it's impossible to get food in the windpipe, basically, the trachea, versus feeding them forward like you would a human baby. That makes it a lot easier for something to go in the windpipe. Much more of a risk with feeding them formulas or liquids. So always try to go in from top. Sometimes they won't be as exuberant as this one is about eating. If not, then sometimes just tapping their beak will get them to open up. So we got in from the top, and just put it in the, kind of make it touch the back of the throat. That's what signals them to consume it, swallow it. Sometimes they'll still just kind of sit there for a minute with it in their mouth before they swallow. Just make sure that they swallow it before you give them more. I'm going to feed a mealworm now, just to show how I do with that. And these guys, you can do it, it's just not, you need to do a lot more than with waxworms because they're smaller. And it's a lot harder for your birds to digest because there's so much of an exoskeleton. So I always cut off the head. I don't even feed them the head of the mealworms because it's so hard and it's not easy to digest. There's not much nutrition in it. And then I cut up the body into tiny pieces. Now, if it's a super small baby, it might even be better to squeeze out the guts from inside and discard the skin. And I know it's kind of gross, but that's the skin. The exoskeleton can be extremely hard to digest depending on how big the bird is. And then we just pick up little pieces. With this guy's size, we can feed him a couple bites at a time. And then come from the top again. So good. As he's still got a little in his mouth. As they get fuller on the bird's right side right here, the crop will start to get full. You'll see it, a little bubble kind of shape. Just keep an eye on that. You cannot depend on a baby bird to know when it's had enough. Some, including sparrows, are known to keep begging for food until their crop bursts. So don't expect them to know when to stop asking for more. You need to be vigilant and watch that. So I'm just going to feed a little more waxworms here. I'm going to make a separate video about how to use formula and how to give them fluids. Yeah, you're getting full, honey. Yeah, you can kind of see his crop. Swallow, swallow, swallow. Swallow, baby. Yeah. Baby. Okay, we'll feed you a little more. With the mealworms, if you can, when they shed their skin, or whatever the proper term is, when they shed their skin, they'll be like a white color for like half a day. Those ones are really, really soft, and those ones you don't need to cut off the head, but I would still cut it up in pieces just to make it easier to digest. But always go for the white mealworms if you happen to see them, because those are just so much easier for the bird to digest, because it's not hard yet. And sometimes I can't find my tweezers. I will use my fingers to feed them. There's not like nasty, icky things in their mouth that'll get you. Let's see the crop. It's getting all fuzzy. You can see the crop a little bit there. And that'll just look like a little circle when he's totally full. And he's getting there. He could probably eat like 2 more waxworms and then he'll be full. And that's it for now. So thank you.